Okay, so I'm on a roll tonight. This is my second video. I was starting to doze off, but I did want to make a video about this. I was sent a text message from my sister earlier today, I guess earlier this evening. I didn't see it till later, but she mentioned an article about an earthquake swarm in Southern California, the LA County area, and one of my friends here, one of my subscribers mentioned a 4.0 earthquake under Los Angeles, or in Los Angeles. And I'm not in LA, I'm not in California right now, but I still follow, what goes on there. That's been my home. So, the channel started by me sharing my dreams about earthquakes and so forth. So I thought I would look into it. I really didn't have time to look into it until tonight. I always go to see what Lucy Jones says from Caltech. Caltech is a firm in Pasadena, California that follows. If you want to know anything about earthquakes and geology, go to Caltech, Pasadena. Lucy Jones is like the face of, they call her the earthquake lady. She and a lady named Kate Hutton used to come on years ago, and every time we'd have a major earthquake, they would come on there and talk about like where the epicenter was and what to expect, and they kind of educate Southern Californians on earthquakes. So I grew up listening to Lucy Jones, and so she didn't seem to be too alarmed on her Twitter page, and she did mention that this sounds like a normal sequence. Anytime you have an earthquake, you're going to have aftershocks. So of course, the larger the quake, the larger the aftershocks. She mentioned the depth, the kilometers that it went down. I think I left that article, so I'm not at it right now, but I want to say she said 20 kilometers. I did find an LA Times article. It's from today, 7:19 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That was 2.5 hours ago, Central Standard Time. So it says more than 80 aftershocks from Monday's LA earthquake, but it doesn't raise a red flag. So they got that in quotes. Anytime the earth shakes in California, residents can't help but wonder, is this a big one? And I know when I was there, every time it shook, like we know that look, like you stop and you're like, is this it? So, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people did. It says that it was strong enough where books were knocked off of shelves and there were some strong jolts, and it happened at it was a 4.0 near Inglewood, California. It hit at 4:44 a.m. and Inglewood it's a large city in LA County. It's about, I want to say, without traffic, maybe 20 minutes from downtown LA, something like that. So and I know Inglewood very well. I used to go there all the time as a kid and even when I got older. So yeah, so 4:15, actually it says there were three foreshocks. There was 2.1 and 2.4, and the largest of those was a 3.0, all within 3 miles of one another. Now the reason why I'm talking about this, because California has had 4s and smaller. Really the larger ones that you start to notice things are like, I want to say 5.5 or above, maybe even a 5 or above. But the higher you go, the higher the magnitude, the stronger the shaking is going to be. But apparently this quake was pretty deep. They say deeper than usual. I think usually they go at a depth of about 3 miles deep. It says yes, but this one was about 12 miles down, which is pretty deep for California. The main shock was the 4.0. So they said that 12.5 miles is far from the deepest, because earthquakes in Fiji and elsewhere have been as deep as 300 miles. So this is all from the LA Times article if you guys want to look it up too. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but and they're also saying it was probably not on a major fault, that it was had a thrust mechanism. And I know from thrust faults, like I took geology in school. I know there are strike slip where the ground literally just, the fault slip past another, and then thrust, I believe, is when the ground is literally thrust up slightly. So this is why I'm talking about this, and I'm seeing that they're mentioning in the article. I had a dream, I think it was like the second video that I ever posted on here, and I got the most views I've ever gotten, but I wasn't going for views. I just wanted people to know for preparation's sake. So it's in the dream, I was in the city of Inglewood getting my hair done, in the city of LA County, city of Inglewood in the county of Los Angeles. and we had a major earthquake. You can watch the dream for details. It's kind of hard to hear me on that video. Like I said, this was when I was just starting out, and there was a fire alarm beeping. I know people are still telling me to this day, change your smoke alarm. We don't even live in that house anymore. But anyway, so in the dream I was in Inglewood, and then a major quake happened, and I was trying to get home, and I was going to try to get on a freeway in LA County near Hollywood, and I think the epicenter was under downtown LA. But here's what got me, because after that dream I started researching to see if there were faults that ran under downtown LA, under City Hall. That was like the main thing, was under City Hall. And I also tried to see if there were faults in Inglewood. And so from that research, all of the things I found out were from dreams that I had. Like I didn't know there were volcanoes in California. I didn't know there was a baby Yellowstone, basically like they say baby Yellowstone's baby brother is the Long Valley caldera. I didn't know about any of that until my dreams, so it prompted me to research. So I had this dream so I started researching. I found out there's a fault called the Newport-Inglewood Fault. And it's a pretty big fault. It runs from, literally, it says Newport because of the city of Newport Beach. It runs from Newport Beach, I think even under the water, to through the city of Inglewood and onto Marina Del Rey, and I think it goes up to the ocean from there. And when I was, before we moved from California, I went and videotaped that segment where you could see where the ground was raised, not like right near the coast. And it's a city called Culver City. So you can see like where because Southern California has a lot of cliffs, and there's some beaches, some coastline, but there's also a lot of cliffs, especially like in Orange County, the Newport Beach area. And I think it's probably why, maybe because of faulting that's going on over there. But anyway, it says Robert Graves, a research geophysicist with the USGS Earthquake Science Center based in Pasadena, explained, the Newport-Inglewood Fault, the closest one to Monday's earthquake, is a strike-slip fault, which means the two sides move laterally during an earthquake. So like I was explaining, this quake had a thrusting mechanism, with the one that happened, the 4.0 that happened, I guess a couple of days ago now, or yesterday. This quake had a thrusting mechanism which occurs one slide of a fault, when one slide of a fault slips up over another. So, oh, okay, that's right. So it's like this. It's slipping over another one. So it's not going up and down, but it's slipping over. So anyway, it's saying that based on that, even though it was in close proximity to the Newport-Inglewood Fault, it looks like it's probably on a subsidiary fault structure or some kind of secondary fault structure, but faults do talk to one another. So this is one helpful way to think of it is like a crack in a car windshield. So there might be one big main crack, but there could be little secondary cracks here and there. So they are saying this is not anything to get alarmed about, but it's just a reminder to be prepared. That's literally what it says. And that's all my dreams have ever been about. After being in California, and I people used to get mad at me for my dreams, and I realized, well, I think I would get mad too if someone were telling me that the place that I call home is going to be destroyed, and there's nothing I can do about it. So my big thing is just get prepared. We used to get water and canned goods and different things like that. When it ever happened, then we just recycle them. But it wouldn't hurt to start thinking about getting prepared. Even here in Texas, I know hurricane season is coming, and so I think it's just smart to get prepared wherever you are, because natural disasters will strike. We just don't know. Life is so unpredictable. Look what happened with the coronavirus, and no toilet paper, no water, no paper towels, just crazy. No food. Even recently with the snowstorm here in Texas, like the shelves it just was reminiscent of, I'm like, we're back in 2020 again. And it just was so reminiscent, but it just wouldn't hurt you to get prepared, get your water, get the main things I could say, water, non-perishable foods. If you can keep in your car something outside of your home, so if your shelter is destroyed, like shoes, so like tennis shoes, sneakers and things so you can walk on if there's cracked glass, or if you have to walk for a while. Flashlights, first aid kits, medications, glasses, like a second pair of glasses, contact lenses, solutions, pet food, diapers, things like that. Maybe an extra few changes of clothing. Keep it maybe in a car, or even like maybe a plastic tub or storage bin outside of your home where you can get to it. Yeah, because like if the big one hits, and in my dream, the quake on the Newport-Inglewood Fault was a big quake. It was like a 7 or something, but it was a prelude to something bigger, which was the San Andreas Fault. And so it was like a wake-up call, like a reminder to tell people to get ready. So there's a lot to it. Again, I'm not trying to cause fear. I just wanted to share that, it's interesting to see that. And who knows if the dream that I had was about the Newport Inglewood faults. Just get ready. We're just in a time where the unprecedented has happened, keeps happening, and we just don't know what's going to happen. So yes, we continue to live life, and we prepare, and we live our dreams. Like, I'm building my dream to relaunch my business. So I'm not trying to destroy anybody's dream, again, not to strike fear, but just to say to get prepared. And it's interesting when these things happen. It's just, again, reminders. So thanks again for watching. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to go to bed now. And I'll probably be back to do more. I know I'll be back to do some more videos. I don't know what the topics will be just yet. I'm working on kind of getting a focus together with my channel. I also have 2 other channels that you guys don't know about because I haven't done anything with them yet. One of them is for my blog, and one is for my business. So stay tuned. I'll be telling you guys about that because I'm doing a fitness challenge and just a life. I think I'd started that on this channel, Life Rebuilt series. So part of that is the whole process of me starting the business and getting my life back on track after, especially after the death of my son, which was extremely life-altering and changing. And I know that I'll never be the same, but I've determined to use that for purpose, to keep pushing forward, to touch other people's lives, to show them that you can live life after tragedy and after pain, and you can pick up the pieces and do something with it. By the way, I wrote a poem which was published in a journal, a medical journal. One of the staff at the Children's Hospital was asked if they could publish my poem in an article, or include my poem in an article they were writing on grief and palliative care. And I agreed, and it was published. I just found out yesterday, so I'm so excited. This pain will not be wasted at all, and I'm smiling right now. So you'd probably think, well, how is she smiling? And, oh, trust me, I have my moments. I have my moments where I'm just literally good for nothing in tears. That was kind of yesterday, losing my motivation and whatnot. But God is good, and I'm still here. I still have work to do, and that's why I'm still here. So as long as I have breath in me, I will be here making videos, sharing with you, spreading the good news to the world that God is real, Jesus is real. He has a plan for our lives, and even the greatest of tragedies is not enough to stop his plan. That if you will allow yourself to get up, rise up, pick up the pieces, take time to grieve if you need to, but don't stay there. Pick up the pieces and keep pushing forward, because there's still work for you to do. If you haven't given your life to Christ, it's not too late to accept. I know him. I know he's real. No one can ever convince me of anything different. I've lived it. I know it. Again, I'm writing books because these things have to be shared. So anyway, bless you guys. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.